Yeah, 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 yeah.
Is your phone going to do it or is mine going to do it?
Uh,
Hey everybody, it's the Mardox Daily Live Chat. I'm Nelson Buck. We're Friday, it's 3 o'clock, and we're like sheep doing this every day, Monday through Friday. Johnny,
yeah.
how are you? And Josh, how are you?
I have no idea.
Yeah, Josh has no idea. No comment.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait, I gotta get the website up. I gotta get a website up here. I'm showing my FTP session sitting on the side of the screen. There we go. I have a website up. Now, if you guys have any websites you guys want to talk about, we're ready to go. We can show them. And my coffee's on the way. I love having daughters. They do stuff for me.
Isn't that cool?
Red one's mine.
Yep.
Thank you. What's that one?
Mom's.
Oh, Mom gets it too. I thought it was special.
Really?
I thought it was special. It's for both Mom and Dad. Okay, I guess gotta share the deluxe. What are we talking about today, guys?
Okay, well, the
Same
topic
thing
that
you
I
talk
wanted
about
to
every
talk
day.
about-
How to take over the world. No, just kidding.
Yeah, how to take over the world? Yeah. John, you're wearing glasses. What's up with that, dude?
Well, I wear glasses.
Huh?
Well, I wear glasses, let's say that. I just don't always have them on.
Oh, okay. So today you're feeling older, right? You look good. You look good.
Ah, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No,
I
I don't have any topics. But if anybody has any topics, throw it in.
Okay, well, the topic we didn't really get to all the way yesterday was why we should be ready to invest in our online business.
Yes.
Well, you gotta invest in your company.
Why would anybody want to do such a thing?
It would be like saying, why do you want to water a plant to make sure it grows?
But for those of us who have this business mentality, no matter if we're running an online business or an offline business, this is obvious.
Yes.
But a lot of people coming into the internet marketing industry don't necessarily have the perspective of being in a business.
I think the reason on that, though, is a lot of the people coming into the industry come in a time of desperation. Meaning most of the time when they're starting out in this industry, they just got laid off. They're trying to find some way to make money.
Yeah.
They're spending any little last dime they have, which they don't have much of,
Yeah.
and they're hoping something works.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big problem
Mhm.
in the industry, because there's a lot of people that prey on those people.
Yeah.
And that is a big issue. I mean, if they don't have the money to invest to actually build a business, they're probably going to fail.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
My rule of thumb is if you can't buy a pack of business cards or 500 business cards for $9, that you're getting into the wrong field.
I mean, in reality, if you're trying to start off a company and you need to get going on something, you can go to GoDaddy, and if you're brand new, they will give you a domain and a hosting for 1 year for $12.
And if you play your cards right, at GoDaddy you can get it for 1 cent.
No, that's for the domain that you're thinking.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
only during certain times of the year they do those. But they will actually do the domain for free and hosting for 1 year for $12.
There you go. There you go. So
So if you're brand new, if you have an account, they won't give it to you for that cheap. Trust me.
Sure.
yeah.
But if you don't, you have an account there. I get clients that want that all the time. You know, if they don't want to host with us, we'll recommend them, and they jump on that all the time. Now, granted, that's only the first year. After that, it'll go to 80. But you got a year to make money then. You know.
And that's not a long time.
Like you mentioned, if you don't have enough money to buy business cards, $10 at Vistaprint, poof. So we're talking under $100 to get going here, right? So far.
I think
that's what you have. But now here's the downside: you have to learn how to do everything yourself, because you can't afford help for anything else. And now you have to figure out how to build your own website, do your own thing. And I recommend to people all the time: keep it simple. Stop fucking trying to do everything complex and make it hard. Oh well, I want to have this. I want to have that. I want to have this. Just find a template you like, closest you like it to it, and just work with that. It'll get you off the ground and running, and then you can worry about I want to have this design and that design later.
There's a template. There's a template right now that I'm looking at from Mardox, and I do want it, but it's $630 to get the rights to it, because I need to get the full rights because I'm a business. But if an individual is taking the license just for personal use to build up their own website, I think it's like $28 or something like that for a single user license. Myself, I take the full one because I get the extra benefits out of the deal. I get all the extra scripts, the extra extras. But it's it's still over $600 to get the nice template. And this is a superior template. I mean, compared to anything else, it's the Rolls Royce of templates. You know, all your scriptings. And Josh knows what I'm talking about. We were playing with it the other night. They're looking at different scripts and stuff. And it still didn't work. Now it does. So I got it fixed. no thanks to Josh. And I did ask.
Yeah, you kept yawning all the damn time.
You did. You yawned, not me.
Yeah, I was about to fall asleep during the Kindle conversation on that one.
That's like, I'm bored. Do it yourself. Yeah. Okay, but suddenly if you got $1 million, Josh doesn't fall asleep. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that's right.
I would say I suggest to people getting into Mardox, if you cannot invest $150 into your online business, it might not be the thing for you at this moment. And I hate referring people by desperation. Yeah, I can make $20 a month off a person, and just sit back and say, hey, we're just giving you resources. But I feel bad at the end of the day when I go to sleep. I don't feel good about it.
Yeah, I would say the best business, if you're just brand new, desperate, trying to make money, doing anything, and you actually have some drive behind you and actually are willing to work, the best business you could probably do is set up a website, call yourself a sales marketing company, go around to other businesses and say what services they have in the area, and tell them you'll sell their services for a finder's fee. That way you don't even have to come up with the product and services.
That's right.
And then you can just sell their stuff.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you there will be companies that will jump at the opportunity to have you sell their stuff. And if anybody's looking for website services, call me up. I'll freaking make it the same deal.
Well, let's go a little further than that. Josh, you do that. You go to hosting companies and you sell your service to hosting companies, so you don't have to sell yourself to them.
Primarily, I have my own hosting because we obviously have it dedicated.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also I'm using a third-party service for that. I'm not using an actual physical server in my location.
Right.
So I outsource that to some other company.
Right.
We also use, I have a lot of different companies that use us and outsource all their work. We're kind of like the workhorse for like 30 to 40 different companies.
Yeah. That's right. But you don't have
other marketing agencies use us to do the work for them, so they don't have to.
Right, but you don't have a salesperson. Everybody comes to you and says, "Do this for us."
Yeah,
that's right.
Well, my salespeople are the other companies, in my opinion, and and those companies are making money on me. Obviously, they're usually making about what I make. Actually,
that's right.
Because they're usually doubling whatever we quote them.
That's right. Now you take it to the real world. Look at snow removal. When I was tight on cash, I had a pickup truck. I did not have enough money to put decals to put here in Sherbrooke. To put a company name on your vehicle, you had to have a business license plate, and I did at the time. I didn't have that kind of money, and but I did have a can of white and a can of red Tremclad paint, and I had a stick. I mixed it together, right? What does white and red make, guys? Pink, right? And I painted my 1990 Ford Ranger pink, Barbie pink, and I went around shoveling snow. I caught everybody's attention. Trust me, when you're on the road and you stop and start shoveling, people are like, "Oh, he's shoveling snow?" And then I had people stopping and say, "Can you shovel my yard? Can you do this?" Then I got the tractor guys. That's what I wanted. I wanted the tractor guys to come see me and say, "Can you do our walkways at the buildings that we do the driveways?" And that's what I wanted. But to get your fingers in the door, your foot in the door, whatever, try to get your fingernails in the door, it's hard because if a tractor company, a snow removal business with tractors has someone doing the walkways, they're not going to replace the person if the person's doing good. Yep. And within one season, I had 3 companies coming to me saying, "Yeah, I want you to do our walkways." So again, I didn't spend any money on marketing. It was just I branded myself as the guys with the pink truck. It was a hard thing to do, to drive around with a pink 4x4. It was hard to do. You have to keep a straight face, to the point that when I had a person pull up, he goes, "Dude, your truck's pink." I put my arm on. I said, "Oh man, they told me it was green." You have to own it. You have to own it. I have photos of it, I think, on Facebook and stuff. If you guys want to go see it, I can pull the photos up. And but best marketing I did, I made thousands with that. and I don't regret it. But if you need,
No, I mean,
market
you're right, though. What you did was you were thinking outside the box. How do I get everybody's attention? I'm going to drive around in a pink pickup.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it could have been any other.
You got their attention.
It could have been any other color. I mean, I could have just painted.
It could have been a lot of different colors.
Yeah, I mean, I could have painted one fender white, the hood red, the other fender white. I could have done it like that, but I thought to myself, pink was the best.
Yeah, because if you would have done it the other way, it may have been simply an ugly truck.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But by you doing it the way that you did,
it was unique. There was
They thought you worked for Mary. They thought you worked for Mary Kay.
Yeah. That's it. My wife kept telling me about that. How people work for Mary Kay and they get a pink car. Yeah,
they get a pink Cadillac.
Yeah, and about a year after that, I started seeing people with variations of pink coming out with their car painted pink, pinkish purple, pinkish blue. Yeah,
I'll give you a great example of that. Even just using words, even without even going with the colors.
Okay,
there was a landscaper, and I haven't been an accountant for freaking shit. I left my accounting job in 2007, so it's been a decade since I've been at that company. I still remember the landscaping company.
What was it?
Because when I was on the property doing security and stuff, we would see their signs, and when I saw their invoices, I immediately knew the company. But it was just a catchy name.
What was it?
And the name of the landscaping company, they would put signs on the lawn saying Jimmy did it. And that was it.
Yeah,
I still remember that name.
Yeah.
Because that was the name. You know, everybody. In fact, we just, it was funny. Me and my wife were at a. We'd just come out eating dinner the other night, and we saw a car in front of us, and the license plate said "Sure did." You know, those are things that get people's attention.
Yeah,
you know?
that's it. That's it. There was one. My daughter gave me. I can't remember what it was. It had to do with lawn cutting. She gave me the name, and it made sense when you saw it. It was like, oh my god, it does make sense. And now I can't remember. It's too many years back. Alzheimer's kicked in. But it was a name that once you heard it, was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. And I can't remember what it is now. And it was
one thing I recommend on naming your company: make sure you run it through a couple people before you decide to go forward with it.
Yeah, because a name you might hear of, you might think is cool. And then turn around, it might be bad. I'll give you
a great example of that. I made a mistake when I first started my company.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, I'm going to play with the letters, you know, because a lot of domains were taken already by then. So I said, okay, I'm going to use the letters that sound like words. URNbiz.com. What could go wrong, right?
Right.
Well, think about it. The letters U are in.
Right.
Biz.com.
Right. How did that one go wrong?
How did that one go wrong? Because the very first person that saw it said, Earn Biz.
Earn Biz. Oh.
I'm like, oh, no, I'm not a 4-year-old. No.
Dude, I don't make earns.
Exactly.
Oh, ouch. Yeah, it could hurt. It could hurt.
And immediately I changed the name, but it was like, I was like, can I get a refund on that one? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
thank you. I screwed up.
Yeah, my bad.
But another domain the same day. But yeah, it's like I had to do something. But yeah, I was just, you never know, man.
Yeah. There's a couple websites like that where you read the website, you read letter for letter, and it just shouldn't have been should not have been written that way. And nobody took a second to read what the words say. You know, there's no hyphen. So, Josh, you know what I'm talking about. You must know a couple of sites like that where it's two words slapped together in a domain, but when you read it, it's pornography at its best.
It used to be whitehouse.com.
Whitehouse.com.
Yeah, you don't remember that back in the day? It used to be a porn site.
Oh, jeez, no, I've never gone to porn. I always stayed away from it.
Yeah, no, it was a really popular porn site here because it had the same name as the White House.
Yeah, White House. Yeah, I gotcha. That's nasty. You know.
Well, they did disclosures all over the media about it because people's kids are searching for the White House. You know, because they're doing a research project and they're not getting what they thought.
That's it. So I take it the government finally got around to buying the domain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finally.
I was gonna say finally.
About 2 years ago.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, it took them about 10 years before they did it.
Oh, Jesus. That's it. That's it. The name Mardox I got because I needed a domain name. I thought it was a cool name because I saw it in a TV show called Sci Factor. And the person is sitting at the computer and they do a search and says, "Oh, let me look it up on the supernatural search engine," and it says Mardox, M-A-R, in white letters on a blue strip down the side on the left hand side, and D-O-X, blue letters on a white background. And I thought, oh, what a cool name! And I talked to my buddy, and he happened to have the name Mardox.com because of a company that wanted to pass themselves off as Meridian Documents. It was a document scanning company that went under. He had the domain, so I bought the domain and website and everything off him, and I continued on. But yeah, I got a hard time pushing that name today because now it's like, what does Mardox mean? It's a unique name, but it's like, what does it mean? What
you know what's interesting is I never really thought about what Mardox means.
Well, then don't think about it. It'll hurt your head if you do.
Because, I saw Mardox marketing.
Yep.
Okay. It's just like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, fits. It's, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't really necessarily need to know what Mardox is. You can assume that it's someone's name or whatever,
Yeah.
But for me, it's natural,
Yeah, it fits. Now, take that name as Mardox Corp and go try to do landscaping with that name. Now you got everybody saying, why do you call yourself Mardox when you're your landscaping business? So I had to set up a second name just for my landscaping business.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that's different. Yeah.
Yeah, because in the real world, that name sounds like a banking service or a corporate. It sounds corporate, but it sounds too corporate almost when it comes to the internet stuff. But I mean, we've seen Yachty. I mean, what does Yachty mean, right?
Yeah.
So there's all these different names. Let's go back to that, eh, John? I keep fidgeting with my mustache. Yo, go gangster today. Oh, you get your cup too, eh, John?
Oh yeah, every day.
There you go. It's every day, bro. I just pulled a Jake Paul. Shit.
This is my Monday through Friday cup.
You what? Yeah, there you go.
This is my Monday through Friday cup.
I'm gonna set up merch, and you guys gonna be able to buy T-shirts from me saying it's every day, bro. I don't know how fast I'll get sued for that. Oh jeez. One guy went out and did it and took a T-shirt and copied the name or copied the phrase "Don't be stupid, stupid," and sold the T-shirt. And the creator of that is Philip DeFranco on his channel, and yeah, he didn't go after the guy, but it's like, dude, find your own phrase, find your own thing, But he's lucky because DeFranco could have gone after him for a crap load of cash on that one. It literally is copyright infringement there.
Yeah. This is true. This is very true. Josh mentioned something very important earlier.
He did?
Yes, he did. He's on a roll today.
Okay, well, yeah, he's doing better than the other day.
He mentioned that, like when starting a business, you have to have drive, and you have to be ready to work.
Yeah.
And that's something else that people, the crap that they're pushing in our industry. How easy it is, and push button, copy and paste, easy, and stuff like that. And it's simply not true.
That's right. Hello, Lauren. Hello, Lauren.
Hey, she's back in McDonald's.
She loves her McDonald's. Hi, Lauren. How are you?
Hey.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
Yeah. Great to hear your voice. Now my year is set. There you go.
I listened to yesterday at home a little bit.
Yeah, we saw that. I saw your message on the live chat. Cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah. Hey, trying to keep the doors open for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what we were talking about was say it again, John. What you were saying?
The importance of investing in your business.
Right. But what were you just saying before Lauren?
I was
very,
saying,
very kindly interrupted us.
that was a good interruption.
Yeah.
Josh mentioned earlier that when you're going to start a business, you need to have drive and you need to be ready to work. And coming into this industry, into our industry, people see all of this bullcrap advertising out there, the snake oil salesman advertising about how lazy you can be and you don't need to work
And
how
you're part of a website that has a landing page for just that, eh? It says right at the top, "Are you looking for this?" And it's got a big red easy button.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
You're not using. I don't think you're using that landing page, right?
It might be in rotation in one of their rotators.
Oh, okay. But things like that, they're catchy pages. Yeah, hey, I'll click this and see what's inside. I like the page, but yeah, everyone's looking for that easy button thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
because I think their idea behind that is to draw those people in.
Yeah.
And to get to see what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because once they actually get there and they see, oh, okay, this looks like work.
Yeah, that's it.
Either they'll stick around or they're gone.
Yeah.
One or the other.
And I'm going to put up some landing pages like that too. I think you gotta snag those people and maybe convert them over. It's like we got to show them the light.
Yeah. It's one thing to attract their attention. It's another thing to lie to them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Because they say, yeah, are you looking for this button? And they're not saying that. Okay.
He's not promising the easy button. He's just saying, are you looking for this?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it. Merlin is all happy. Tippy's back. Tippy's gone to work, and I came home. My dog was like, ugh, whatever. My daughter comes home. He's like, oh, my daughter, Tippy's home. I don't think it's my dog anymore.
He's never been your dog.
Yeah, he's never been my dog. He's so attached to Tippy. It's ridiculous. Yeah. But dedication and putting it in. One person I've noticed, and I'm really impressed. I don't know how far it's going to go. I'm kind of taking it with a grain of salt. There's one person that's joining our group. He really wants to help build the Mardox brand and make it go forward. He's got some good ideas. And well, you met him the other day. It's Jay. But at first I was like, okay, another person who wants to get in,
Right.
And no, he's been asking, well, when's the meeting? When are we going to talk? And because he wants to talk with you and me, John. And it's like he's enthusiastic about it. But I also see that he doesn't have a YouTube account yet. He doesn't have a PayPal account. So there's things that he's got to get started doing and get
he has to get this online business mentality.
That's it. And I think after the show the other day, I think he's realized, oh crap, there's some real serious people out there doing this stuff.
And I have to say, he's a very well-spoken young man.
Yeah, he is. And I got some ideas that we could apply to the team, including him in there. And I asked him the question. I said, if I got to put on the About Us page a photo and a name and a title, what's the title? He goes, I don't know. I see myself as an editor. So, I said, okay, somebody who wants to handle the content.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somebody who wants to handle the content, and going forward, something along those fields. So that's that's good, that's a big plus.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I gotta get now. I just got to get them to understand that there's a lot more than just doing content editing or verification. Going forward, there's a lot of room to do stuff in our group.
It all depends on what it is, and because you are more than ready to use people who have a certain skill set to help Mardox move along.
Yeah, I mean, keep those primary words. I use. I love being a user.
Yeah.
I love using people for my benefit. Yes. God, it sounded so bad. Yes, Nelson uses everybody he comes in contact with him. Oh.
Because what I like to do is kick the tires and make sure everything works like it's supposed to work.
That's right.
Like to see what the work because and was not working. Hey, I clicked on this and it didn't do what it's supposed to do.
That's right.
That's
right.
And yeah, because that's really important. Because when you're the owner of the site, right, or of a program, you might not you don't look at things. You don't always look at things from the perspective of a user. You see,
That's right.
whatever program that I join or whatever I get involved in, I look at it. I look things from the perspective of a user. You
Right.
see,
Right.
because I like when it says click this and it will do this, then it should do it.
Right.
And I get frustrated when it doesn't. And if it stays like that for a while, then you're tarnishing your brand. You see,
Yeah.
and you need to have people willing to nicely tell you this isn't working.
Or in a case of a certain person on the internet on YouTube, he needs people to tell him the content you're about to put up isn't good.
Definitely.
That fiasco from the beginning of this week.
It's like, because I made a good point yesterday, and I don't know who else made that point, but that had to cross so many different pairs of eyes.
And I did the math on that. There were 7 people that were involved in the core development of that video, and that video then gets displayed and shown to about 20 or 30 other people before it goes live. And
it went to 6 million.
Yeah, no, it went to 6 million because YouTube promoted it on the front page. But there was about 20, 30 people that looked at it and said, hey, yeah, I like it. It's good.
Yeah.
All these people, 20, 30, 35 people.
And the interesting thing, hey, Belinda, the interesting thing that they brought out on the news was that, the guy himself took it down.
Oh, Belinda,
right?
Belinda, we are kicking anybody out of the room if we hear one single key press today.
You're just waiting for it, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Okay, John.
You're gonna pick on a little sick girl, aren't you?
Yes. How are you doing, Belinda?
I'm just hunky dory, and you?
Yeah, you guys still got a fever, or are you getting better?
I have a fever, but it's not as bad.
It's not as bad.
Quick, everybody press your keys. We'll blame Belinda.
Yeah, that's it.
Josh, remember, the square pops up with who's making noise normally.
What am I hearing? What am I hearing? What is that?
Not me.
Josh has an extra keyboard.
I know John wouldn't do something like that because he's nice.
John's perfect. I know. I get it.
Yeah.
John's all perfect and like pristine, and he's a golden boy.
Yeah, all I do is just have fun.
What?
I never do anything. I'm just.
Yeah. You just make your cell phone ring right in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
That's my clients calling me.
Yeah, okay. We'll give you that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to what we're talking. Back to what
I don't want to answer it.
Back to what we're talking about. How much do you guys? How much to get started as a? Let's ask you a question about affiliate marketing and actually starting your real business, actually having a product and service to offer. As an affiliate marketer, how much do you think a person should have and be ready to invest to become an affiliate marketer? And what I mean by that is somebody who's promoting other companies' affiliate links.
Yeah.
About 10 grand.
10 grand?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
Not in this industry.
In that industry.
Not in the internet marketing industry, or there would be hardly anyone in this industry.
That's the reason that you don't see a lot of successful people in it.
Oh no, that's true.
Yeah, sure, but
here's the reason, and I say that. Because you're going to need at least enough money it's going to take you a few months to get enough money to be able to live on. So you're going to have some money to live on in the process.
Yeah.
You're going to have some money to put into the company in the process. Realistically, it's probably going to take you about 6 months to build your own list that's you're going to be sustainable. So, yeah, about 10 grand.
Okay, maybe, but another.
I'm saying 10 grand up front. I'm saying 10 grand invested before you start making money back.
Yeah. Okay, John, what are you going to say?
Okay. Yeah, but 10 grand invested before you start making money back is kind of different than telling people they should have 10 grand before they even think about starting. You see?
Yeah, there's that. There's that too. Because anybody can.
They're still going to need a couple grand just to get off just to be able to have enough to feed themselves in the meantime.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of people when they come into this industry, one wrong reason that they come in is like it was said before, like you said before, Josh, was for emergency reasons, and they need money now, and they think it's a way to make quick cash, and that's wrong. But some others come into the industry because it's a lot easier to start a business online as opposed to an offline business.
That's true.
The expenses are less. Certain businesses. And so, I think that a person should have anywhere between a person should I think a person should have about at least $500 to be ready to to be able to get everything in motion.
Website, some promotion at least.
But there are people who won't have that money, and but if they're serious, if you are really serious, right, you have to be ready to have at a bare minimum a couple of $100 because you're gonna need to pay money for stuff. You cannot do everything for free like it's put out there. You're gonna have to be ready to pay for stuff.
Now I thought Lauren left because she's like, oh my god, I don't have $500. Why am I listening to John? So she disappeared, and then she came back and went, oh, okay, she likes what John's saying.
Yeah. Oh, I don't need that much. Okay, I'm back. No, because the good thing about this industry is that you can do a lot of stuff for free, but what people forget is that is just to get you going.
Yeah, it's free is free, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
There are services like our banner rotation, which are 100% free. Nobody has to pay. I just want to bring it up here.
And some things are free. Yeah. Some things are free for now.
Yeah. But let's take our banner rotation, Banvertise. Right. Anybody can join for free, use it for free, 100% for free. There's no limitations. But they got to understand that you have to run banners on your website in exchange to get the advertising. So there is a cost involved. There's an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth
and therefore you have to have a website.
Yeah.
You see,
that's right,
and that'll stop a lot of so-called internet marketers in their tracks because they don't have a website.
They don't have a website. So you need to be able to get a domain name. You need to be able to get that hosting, whether you go to GoDaddy or not, or through us, where you get the hosting with the membership cost. But even with Mardox, if you come to Mardox and you pay a monthly fee, it's still like $20 a month. So there's your hosting is included. You get 2 hosting packages, 2 domains, but there's still that cost monthly that you have to pay. And I gotta say it, and I'm not ashamed to say it. You come to a site like mine and you take domain hosting and you take the plan for just domain hosting. I literally got you by the balls, because if you don't pay your membership, you don't have a site anymore.
Yeah.
You see?
You don't. Yeah, exactly. You don't pay, then
it's gone.
Yeah.
That's it. So, and I'm not ashamed to say, because it is the truth. A company like a business like ours, unless you buy your own domain name and you own your own domain, you can move it wherever you want. That's a different story. But where I grab domain names for people and they're in my name and they decide not to pay and leave, it's still in my name. I own the domain, So there is that. And I a lot of times members want to leave, they want the domain. I just sell them the domain, for what the value it is for the current year. And
folks are lucky because you're ethical in that regard.
That's right. But a lot of businesses will say, like, there is our nemesis, which I won't say their name because they did send us a letter and say, stop saying our name on your. Okay, fine. So WP, and it's not WordPress. They will give you domain hosting, domain name of your choice. You can host it the whole 9 yards, but when you don't pay your membership and you leave, you lose the site. It's gone. They will not sell it to you. They will give it to the next person that says, yeah, I want that domain. And now that person has all your traffic.
One thing I hate in the offline world, there's people that will build websites and they'll tell the client, you don't have to pay this heavy fee up front. It's only X amount, a couple $100 a month. Here's your domain name. And then the second the client decides they don't want to be with them, they do the same thing. They take the domain name of the site and they sell it to the competitor.
Yeah.
Well, what if you have a domain name and you just transfer it over? What is it?
No, no,
on
no.
your domain name?
There's in the offline world, one of the things that's popular is you build a site that's a keyword-rich domain, and you get it to be the #1 site in the area, and then you rent the website to whoever wants it, and then the second they decide not to pay the rent, you rent it to the competitor.
Yeah. In other words, the company owns the company owns a domain name, not you.
Yeah. And unfortunately, even though they're driving the traffic to your site, your business, you're renting the domain name. And to me, it's kind of a little crooked because the person usually doesn't know that until they get screwed by not having the domain.
Yeah. It is kind of like renting an office space. You got a business, you're going to rent an office space, they're going to rent it to you. You don't want to pay the rent, well, get out, and they're going to rent it to the next person.
Well, what about if you transfer a domain?
You can't. They own it. It's their name, their address. Their phone number.
I've transferred domains.
Yes, you own them, but this is companies that they own the domain and they're letting you use it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean, though. Yeah. With me, though, it's different, right? Because I transferred mine.
Yeah, you own your own domain names. Just like I own Mardox.com. If I want to move it wherever I want.
I own a whole crap load of domains.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but because Nelson is talking about, you joined some kind of program or something, and they offer hosting, right? And so you come up with a domain name, and you have a blog, and you have it hosted, and all of a sudden you lose interest in whatever,
or you lose your job, or things get tight.
And you don't have the money to pay the monthly fee for the program anymore, and then you no longer have access to that domain name because it actually belongs to them.
Right.
And therefore, if they so choose to do so, then you don't have access to your site.
That's right. And your competitor gets the site if they want it.
If they so if they choose to sell their domain name, then you're out of luck. Yeah, I did that once. I had that problem once way back when I started teaching. I started my my website. And it was English Reader. It was English Reader. Okay, that's the name of my company, and that was the name of my website. And I overlooked renewing the domain because it was on a yearly thing, and I guess I didn't have it set automatically, and I missed the payment. And I lost the domain name, and I wanted to get it back, and somebody else bought it, and they wanted me to pay. I mean, I can check it out now, and it will probably cost me anywhere from $500 to $800 or something like that.
Yeah, I lost a domain name recently due to a snafu. Wife and I were just too busy, and I didn't pay attention to one domain, and I lost that domain, and now it's $8,000 to get it back.
And I didn't know anything about all of that at the time.
Yeah,
I am waiting to see if I can get, more money for one of the domains I own. And with the book release today, who knows?
Yeah, that's it. Well,
I own
next
spring, I own usgovernment.wtf.
Yeah. What the fuck? But Mardox, what I want to do next year is I want to pay for the 10-year in a row for Mardox. So I can stop bothering and trying to figure out, do I have the money, or, I got a payment to do.
Then a decade from now, he's like, shit, I forgot. Damn it.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, no, I forgot to pay it. Oh, no, John's going to be ticked. Oh, we got a lot of domain names under my on my account. So I'm a domain name reseller, like these other companies. And
me too.
Yeah, which company are you domain reseller with?
GoDaddy.
GoDaddy. Okay, so you're just selling your domains. Okay.
No, I'm actually a reseller. I actually have a white label reseller with them.
Okay, but still GoDaddy is the one that's on the books. I literally.
No, well, it's not technically GoDaddy. It's Wild West, which is their sister company.
Right.
And if you go to Biz Domains for You, that's my site.
Okay, and you sell domains through there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Because
I get them at wholesale from GoDaddy, and I mark them up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, I still am. My account still is at the level of GoDaddy relative to you. You would come to me as you went to GoDaddy to get your domains. That's how high up I am on the list. I did that back in 1991 when we bought franchise with OpenSRS, and we've kept the account since. And it's like, yes, I don't regret it now, because now we get to save a lot of money on domain registrations. You wouldn't believe how much they were charged. They used to charge us $70 per domain per year. What did it cost them to put an entry in a database? You know, it didn't cost that much. That's it.
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Okay. I have some good news. I paid off my cable bill.
Yay, good girl.
And you're still at McDonald's.
You did.
Now they want to charge me to reconnect me.
Oh, that's... you should talk to them. Sometimes they'll waive the installation fee if you set it up yourself.
Huh?
Yeah, I know the cable company here does.
To do what?
If you set it up yourself, they won't charge you the installation fee. They only charge you the first month's rent. I mean, first month's payment.
Yeah, but isn't it reconnection fee, not resetup fee? It's a reconnection fee.
Well, I don't know which cable company she has.
I have WOW. They used to be now.
I don't know who they are, but check with them, because you might be surprised. Sometimes a lot of times they always tell you, well, you know, we're going to start charging another installation fee. But a lot of times, if you ask them, well, can I just set it up myself? Because I'm not going to be around the house or that during the day or whatever. And can you just ship me the box and I'll install it myself? And they'll say, well, if the cables are there, then yeah, you can do that. It's up to you. And they'll waive that fee sometimes.
Yeah, 'cause it's really not hard. I mean, you really can't miss on where the cables go. It really is simple. You're paying the installer $150, $200 to plug in a couple cables, and even those guys, they walk away laughing. The guy across the street from me here works for Bell Canada, and he goes, I laugh my ass off when I go in to connect a router. It's a power plug, it's a network cable. Done. And he gets paid a fortune for it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, talk about a business.
Yeah, talk with them, Lauren.
Yeah,
talk with them.
Talk with them, Lauren. Kick their butts, Lauren. You can do it. You go, girl.
My client just typed something funny as hell. Jeez.
What's that?
He said something about the cutoff for this. You know, it's a vacation company we're doing some work for. And they said, I asked him when the cutoff date was for the next trip they're doing. And he says, the cutoff date isn't until the end of lunch. I'm like, end of lunch tomorrow?
Yeah. Get a cup.
I think he meant to say end of month instead of end of lunch. But
oh, yeah, that would make more sense.
But
yeah.
So I said, I always, when I see stuff like that, I'll be like, shit. I said, the end of lunch when tomorrow? I had to go back after him on that.
I like this mute button on my microphone, because now my wife said something, I was able to mute it and then yell at her, and it's not like I yell at my wife very much, you know. It's hey, just for you guys watching, I just logged into a Mardox account. I created a new account and on the stream, and the menus now work properly. It actually opens up and does all the whole thing. The menu stays put like everybody asked, and there's a neat little function top right hand corner of the page, right beside your username. There's a little tab, and it I'm going to be setting up to bring up your latest information, your stats, settings. This other menu here is going to be an add-on. So give me some insight as to what you guys think should be in the top right hand icon on the Mardox page. That menu that comes up, what do you think we should have in there? You know, should we put in live stats? Should we put in like little love messages saying, "Hey, have a great day, I love you"? You know, you know. No, but it's a new function I just added, so you know, let us know about it. And okay, back to the previously scheduled program. Hi. Cricket. Cricket. I don't want to ask Belinda anything, because I feel like I'm hurting her head when I ask her questions.
It's okay. I'm used to it.
It's like, take pills, Belinda. Pills.
No, I'm not taking any pills.
God gave us free will, and with our free will, we developed pills. Take them.
I'm not taking pills. They make me sicker. I'm not taking them.
So I guess I'll get back on John's topic. You know, I used to joke around, but it's true. There's only a couple things you need to do to be successful online. You got to have a website. You got to have a product or service you're selling on the website. You'd be amazed how many people have a website that don't actually market anything. And you have to tell people, you have to do something every day to market it. For some reason, people don't want to market.
No, it's a task.
I don't know why.
It's a task.
It's like they don't want to tell anybody they have a website. It's like, I want to make money online, but I'm afraid to tell anybody I do anything on the internet. It's like, you gotta be kidding.
Well, hold on. That's a good point. When I first started my website, I didn't tell my parents about anything that I was doing. And I had this sense of shame as, oh my God, they're going to judge me. And you know, I didn't like it. And yeah, you got to get over that. If you're going to start a business, you had better be 110% in for the business, regardless of what your family's going to say.
Exactly. I mean, I joke with people all the time, but it's true. I mean, my first day on the internet, I made money but it was by complete accident. It wasn't by purpose.
No, but still, yeah.
I built my own website for my company as a business consulting firm, and I sit there and started marketing myself as a business consultant. Yeah. And then the first few clients were like, "Oh, by the way, who did your website?" I did. "Oh, can you do ours?"
There you go.
Next thing I would know, I was in the web business.
That's right.
You know, but that's how I ended up in the web business. It was completely by accident. It took me off. Totally off guard. But my clients asked for service that I did, and I just happened to know how to do it. And I'm like, well, crap, I'm unemployed. Hell yeah, I'll do whatever you need, man. You know?
There you go. It's
that's
like
how you make money. You find what your clients need, and you fill the gap.
Yeah.
If you come out saying you do one thing, and your client says, "Hey, I like this. Who did that?" I did. And they sit there and say, "Can you do that for me?" And you say, "No, you're crazy."
Yeah.
One, you can already do it. Yes. You already got a client. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. They like the work because they saw yours.
Right.
Exactly. So it's like we were talking with Jay yesterday. You know,
2 days ago. 2 days ago.
Okay, 2 days ago.
Get it right. There's facts involved here. No fake news on this channel.
And it's like, you know, you ask, "Hey, can you fix my phone?" You know, and maybe somebody asked him that a while back. And he said, "Oh yeah, I can do that." And then, "Hey, I'm good at this." You know, I don't know how he got started, but yeah, it happens like that. And in addition to what Josh was saying, it's like the blog, my recent blog post about don't be a blog, be a brand, because you have a lot of people marketing online, and they have their you know, they're advertising, they're rotating their pages and traffic exchanges. And mailers and safe lists and stuff. And they don't
argue that.
And they don't have a picture of themselves or a logo. They have the thing, the default thing that comes up if you don't have a profile picture, and I call it a blog.
Yeah.
I'm going to argue that point though for a second. What's my company's name?
No idea.
Exactly. And neither does my clients. Even though I have a website, I'm incorporated, I have a brand logo and everything else, no one cares. Yeah. They only care about the person they're dealing with a lot of times. So to me, I argue this point all the time with clients, is unless you're an international company that's well known, branding is secondary to marketing.
Well, yeah, sure, but it's like this in our industry. See, because it depends on how specific it is and what you're dealing with. You see, because if you're dealing at a level,
if I'm dealing with Coke or Pepsi, you want a brand.
No. What I mean is that if you're dealing at a level with particular clients that it's not really important for you to be branded everywhere, that's a totally different thing. But people coming into this industry, into the internet marketing industry, wanting to make money, and they're going to join affiliate programs and so on and so forth.
Yeah. It is true what you're saying, because when I look at my email and I see a person come in and his name is on it, I will open that email and see what he's trying to sell. And I will take the time to look at it because I know his name. That's his brand.
Because inexperienced people, they start out.
But what you just said is true. You know his name.
But that's what happens to me and my clients. They see an email from me, they'll open it because they trust me.
It's like, I don't know what the hell's Belinda's company's name is.
Yeah, but see, this is
Marketing Pros International.
This is my point.
Okay, let John speak. Let John speak.
Nobody has to know what the name of your business is. But if you're advertising on traffic exchanges and safe lists, let's just talk about traffic exchanges and safe lists. Your page is being rotated, right? And they see, you know, they show profile pictures. And like when I see something, when I'm surfing, and I see an interesting product or service, and I say, I might want to check that out. I look and see who's advertising it. If a blob is advertising it, I'll wait till I see it again, and I'll see if I recognize the person who's advertising it. And if I don't see anybody I recognize advertising it, I'll pick someone who has their picture there. You see,
Yeah,
but
because the person was serious.
sometimes it's like Nelson said. It's like Nelson said. You know, you're doing your thing. You see something being advertised. You may or may not be interested in it, but you see the person who's advertising it. You say, "Oh, this is Nelson's advertising this." Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, drag my name through the mud. Thanks.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, but the point is that if you see Nelson's name, you're saying, okay, yeah, I know who this is. I'm going to open the email. Then all of a sudden it comes up and it's like, oh, who the hell's Mardox?
Yeah, but see, but that's the point.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
no
the point.
one knows.
Why?
You're looking at his name.
Well, I do two things. I promote both brands. I promote the Mardox brand and I promote the Nelson Buck brand.
Yeah, because
I
it could be.
But
It could be
like,
just-
it's like I said, none of us knew what my company's name was. None of us knew
But it
what
could be
Belinda's
just a
company's name
logo.
was. But we still have businesses, and the branding isn't big.
But Josh, you're at a level of business where you're going after other businesses. You're a B2B.
You're at a different level, Josh.
Yeah.
You're at a different level. You got people in this industry. You know, they're fighting for thousands and thousands and thousands of eyes, paying attention to what they're offering, and they got a lot of other people offering the same thing. But now, if I see two people offering the same thing, and one of them is a blob and the other one is a picture or logo, and I might not even know them, but I see that they took the effort to have a picture or a logo, I will check out their offer before I check out a blob.
That's
But
right.
now,
Oh, you're being superficial. Kidding.
now the other day, case in point, boy, a few weeks ago, I was on LinkedIn. You all right? I don't go on there often because, yeah, I'm still figuring LinkedIn out.
Hey, don't feel bad. I've been trying to figure it out for years.
Let me teach you guys because I'm an expert at it. I'll teach you guys.
Not here. Another day.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Well, okay, I was on LinkedIn, right? Checking my messages and whatever the button said, somebody tried to whatever. And then all of a sudden, what do I see? Whose picture do I see? Belinda's. And I said, oh, Belinda's on LinkedIn. Cool. You see.
Yeah, now you done it.
And so, you know, that shows you something. You see, because it's all about getting people to know, like, and trust you. And then this industry, at its very basic level, the very first step to that is showing your face or showing your logo.
Right.
You see, because once people see that hundreds of times, it's almost like they know you, even though they don't know you from Adam personally. But it's almost like they know you because they've seen your profile pictures so many times.
It's why we do these videos and why I'm doing
Why
YouTube.
you need to build credibility in general.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's building credibility. It's why we do these videos. I want people to see our faces, know who we are, equal to when we have a giggly day like the other day, or a day where I get triggered. Well, you know who Nelson Buck is. I can't fake doing a year's worth of video like this and not. I can't be an actor all the time. It's impossible. At some point, you're going to see truly who I am.
Yeah.
And it's not hard to get speaking gigs at major conferences either. I think people misconstrue that.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, I tell people all the time how I got into the WordPress conference circuit is I sit there and I went to a conference, I liked the conference, and I asked somebody that was running it. I said, "Hey, do y'all ever need volunteers?" They said, "Yeah." I said, "Here's my email. Keep me up in mind next year." So the next year I was on the volunteer list, and I came out for the planning committee. Next thing I know, the second year when I came out to volunteer, they were like, "Oh, okay, well, you're on the organizing committee." So I was immediately on the organizing committee.
Yeah.
Then next thing since you're on the organizing committee, they're never going to turn down people that talk on their organizing committee. Yeah. So you submit a talk and you get approved.
That's right.
So all of a sudden you're in. You're in the inserted circle, and that's how the whole thing works. You get in the door by helping out, by volunteering and willing to volunteer. I think that's a big thing.
Well,
people
Jake,
they don't want to. give anything away for free sometimes.
Jay caught my attention because he asked, what do we do and what we're doing. He looked at the website and he came to me and says, I want to know if I can contribute to this and help build this. And that's where I said, hey, well, yeah, let's see what can be done. And there was a dialogue started. You got to talk to people. You got to open your mouth and say, hey, what are you doing and why are you doing this, and can I be part of it?
Exactly.
And which is another important aspect of this industry that is often overlooked is networking. Because that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Networking.
And in fact, with the Mardox website, the changes I'm doing, I'm bringing the networking part even more forefront. Right now, it's kind of like in the back with the social feed, but I'm going to be bringing that all really close. I mean, in the next couple of days, you're going to log in at Mardox, and you're going to see the newest members that made posts, that commented, who commented on whose post. You're going to see a lot of that stuff showing up. So it's going to show people the other active members in the group.
Yeah.
And then I want to work on the profile, so you can actually say who you are and what you are, and put all your links into all the different sites that you're part of.
Yeah. And I think something else we have to realize in this industry, especially those of us who are more experienced, or let's say those of us who are more successful in doing what we do, what we have to realize is that we are reaching a wide audience range, from the very inexperienced to the very experienced person in general, but they don't know anything about doing their thing on the internet.
Yeah. Well, so inexperienced, and the person watching this, if you're watching, I'm not going to mention your name, but if you're watching this, you know who I'm talking about. I'm not trying to insult you, but I had a person who had a problem, and I thought it was a glitch with the website. The person didn't realize that they had to put in their username and push the update button. And I had to walk that person through it, and that's how inexperienced that person was. It's not wrong, it's not bad, but as a site owner, I thrive on taking the time to hold these people by the hand and say, I want to help you out.
Some people need that because I was at a.
It also depends on what market you're in, though.
This is true.
And the reason I say that is, like, your market is more the beginner's market.
Yeah.
My market's more the intermediate market.
Yeah.
So if somebody came to me and did that, I'd probably be like, what the hell are you doing here?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing.
But it's a different market I'm targeting. That's why.
That's what happened to this user. This user's been to site by site to site, and they've all told her, "What are you doing here?" And John and I took the time, and Belinda was part of it too. We took the time to talk to this person and get to understand this person. Yeah. And now that person is most likely going to be a dedicated user for the rest of her life.
That's the thing. They had to find a place that worked for them.
That's right. Yeah.
The beginner's market's your bread and butter, so go for it.
That's right. That's right.
I don't like dealing with the beginners.
No. Yeah. Well,
I prefer to deal with the intermediate market. So that's why I deal with the intermediate market.
Yeah, it's beginners, intermediate, because we got a lot of people who come in and they used to be beginners and they learned by watching the videos, and then they set up their websites and they're running businesses. So we got those too, but we still got those people contacting us and saying, "I'm about to do this. What do you think about this?"
Yeah, and they have to start somewhere. I mean, everybody started at the bottom somewhere.
Yeah, and sometimes
we all screwed up a bunch of stuff before we got here.
Well, you did, not us. The rest of us are perfect.
Sometimes we just assume that people know things, right? Because, case in point, I was at a tutoring students today, and I made him an account on one of the programs that I have that I use with some of my students. And he couldn't log into it. And it kept saying error. I know the information was right because I set the information up. So finally, I took his smartphone and entered the information myself. I changed his password a few times, and it still didn't work. And so I took his smartphone and did it myself. And then I looked because he had to put his email address in as the login name. And I looked, and he had a space between the name and the @ sign.
Yeah.
There was, and he knows that, it won't work if it's like that, but he didn't pay attention to that, you see.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think to check on something like that, because sometimes we go to the complicated right away, instead of taking it step by step. Check the most simple things first, like, is it plugged up?
Exactly. That's actually one of the things that's one hire I plan on doing this year is we're actually hiring a QA person.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Where they just do nothing but quality assurance for the stuff we're building.
There you go.
Instead of us having to hear from the client, oh, this didn't work or that didn't work, we now have somebody else looking, so we can catch it before they get to it.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
So
I'm gonna be screwing up my dog's life. Right now, my dog comes down the stairs. He comes halfway down. He turns his head. He looks at all of us here because there's no wall. And sorry about the mess, guys, but there's no wall right now. So he comes down these stairs, and he turns about here and looks at us, and and then he finishes down the stairs. But I'm putting a wall in here, so now he's gonna have to come all the way down the stairs to put his head around the corner to look at us. My dog's not gonna like me.
Poor Marilyn, you're making him do more work. You know?
You want to come see us? You got to come all the way.
And networking, think outside the box, man. I mean,
yeah.
I was at a networking. There's a breakfast out here for veterans they do every week in this small little town I'm in. They actually have this church that throws this breakfast for us.
You're considered a veteran, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And because of that, me and the wife have been going out there. My wife couldn't make it this last week, but the last week, so it just happened to be that the hospital that she's going to be interviewing with next week was there, and one of the people there was the recruiter at the hospital. I got her phone number, gave it to my wife. She was in contact with her. Now she has an interview there next Friday.
There you go.
And it was just from going out for something that wasn't a non-business related.
Yeah, there you go.
Tonight we're actually going to the to look at the Elks Club here. I don't know if you're all familiar with them, but they do a lot of volunteer stuff with veterans and things too. So, so we're going to go check them out.
Yeah. There you go.
Because this is a small town. I'm used to big cities where they have 20 business events every month.
Right.
Now I'm in a small town where they have 2.
Right.
Now you can make it to
other ways to network.
Yeah, now you can make it to 100% of your networking places.
Well, well, now I have to try to find other places to network outside of those business networking events. And a lot of service clubs like Lions and, Kiwanis and Elks and all these, a lot of those are people that join those are usually business owners. And that's one of the reasons I'm looking at them. So, and then we're also in Toastmasters, which is almost all business owners almost all the time. Get a few non-business owners.
Merlin thinks the show's boring. Johnny, we need to wrap the show up, Johnny. I got to get going.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys are just. I can only handle an hour of you guys.
When?
Yes, I am.
Anyway, thank you everyone once again for tuning into the Mardox Daily Live Chat, coming to you weekdays from Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We ask you to do 3 very important things for us. Subscribe, like, and comment on the video channel here. It would be nice. And glad you dropped by, and drop by again.
There you go.
Have a good day, everybody, and God bless you.
Peace.
Where's the button?